Welcome to episode 16 of the Wilderness Podcast. Today is December 19th. I'm Dills. Over there we got Deegan.
Hey guys, how's it going?
So what's poppin'? How was your week?
Not too bad. Got like a lot of nothing done. Actually, Monday I think it was. Hold on, sorry, my mic just like went overdrive for a second. What the fuck? Anyway, sorry. Yeah, so I think it was Monday and I was playing League. And I'm like, I'm just playing a game, and I start hearing this really, really weird, like this weird sucking noise. And I thought it was the song. I thought it was like the song I was listening to or something. And I like pause my music, take off my headphones, and then I like can hear it still like somewhere in my apartment. And I'm kind of like, okay. And I start like tracking it down, and I end up like tracking it to my kitchen sink, and I just see like water coming up. And then coming down, just like, where the food would get caught, I guess. Just where, like, the food catcher would be in the sink. The opening of the hole. And I'm like, all right, this is really weird. And I sit there and, like, watch it for a bit. And it goes up. And then you hear, and it would fucking suck down.
So wait, there's liquid coming out of
it was water. It was water, like, coming up and down. And I, like, checked the pipes.
But it wasn't spilling into the sink.
No, it was like coming from the pipe of the sink. Like it was coming from the bottom and coming up just to like where you would put the food grate or the food catcher in that little circle. Yeah. And it would like go up and down every couple seconds. I'm like, what the fuck? There's like no leaks. And like that morning, my shower was being really weird. Like if I turned the heat up like a little bit too much, it would pulsate. Like it would come out in like, like little waves, I guess.
Would?
Yeah. It was
like a shotgun.
Yeah, it wasn't like
a shotgun shower.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sounds very inefficient.
Yeah, it was really weird. So like, don't really know what to do. I don't know what the issue is because like,
so there's no conclusion to that story. That's
no. There's a bit more. I call my aunt and shit. She knows all this stuff.
Oh, okay. I thought that was it.
No.
Like, so what do you think?
It just stopped, man. It just I don't know, dude. Oh, it's actually happening right now.
Showered or used the washroom and
I've had no water for like a week, dude. No, but
water's the inch of water on the floor, but it's kind of cool. It's wear shoes.
Been buying water bottles and just standing in the tub. No, but call my aunt, my uncle. My uncle's like, within the housing industry, and so he probably knows something. And they're like, oh yeah, you probably poured bacon grease down there. And I'm like, I haven't eaten bacon since like it's been like almost like 8 months since I've had bacon, like since I've cooked it.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I actually I don't know, but like during
bacon's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like the last week and a bit, I haven't even, or maybe 2 weeks, I haven't even had meat. I didn't even realize it until Monday, or I guess yesterday.
Vegan for a week by accident?
Well, because I've just been eating Indian food and like there's so like crazy sales on fruit and vegetables, so I've just been making random shit with that. And I don't know, probably should start eating meat again, but I've been eating like a lot of beans and stuff. And
lost
nuts.
A lot of muscle.
Can't get out of this chair. No, but I don't know. They're saying like it was either me or like a past tenant that like was pouring grease down the sink, which you should never do because it builds up and it catches food, and then you get the issue that I had. And I went and took my plunger and I plunged that shit for like 30 minutes, and like I heard like a pop. And I like kept plunging, and I heard like a pop, and I like felt something, and I like pull out the plunger, and it was like this. I actually took a picture of it when I wiped it up, but it was like this just fucking black shit. It was disgusting. Like this. Oh man, it smelled so bad too. And
you should throw that picture up on Twitter.
Yeah,
I want to see that.
Yeah, I like wiped it up with the paper towel. It was a picture of the paper towel. But yeah, and it fucking smelled so bad. And I called them again, and I'm like, all right. It's unclogged. Like, should I go buy Drano or something? Like, is there something I can buy to clean it and prevent this from happening in 2 weeks? And so I go and I go to the Shoppers or like the grocery store or whatever, and I go and buy a bunch of shit. And like I went and I bought like this bleach stuff, like sink bleach, and I bought Drano just in case. And then I bought tape because like my posters have been falling off the wall. Or I went to go buy tape. The posters.
Very important.
Yeah, they keep falling off the wall. My sticky tack isn't working, so I'm like, shit, I need some tape. And I'm like buying all this stuff, and then like I'm like, man, I should probably get rubber gloves. Like I'm thinking, like I don't want to hurt my hands with these chemicals and shit. And then I kind of like look in my bag, and I got bleach, I got tape, gonna have rubber gloves, and I'm just like, This is probably the fucking sketchiest amount of purchases.
This is straight from Breaking Bad. This is when you go to the parking lot and you say, "Stay out of my territory."
Yeah, pretty much. So I wouldn't put some of the shit back because I'm weird like that. Bought the bleach and stuff, and
it's from different stores.
Yeah, no, I felt like super, like, just weird. I don't know. I was like, man, this looks really suspicious. But I don't know. That was that. It was pretty weird. But that whole scenario with the sink and shit, and it's been fine since. But you know,
it's not bad.
Besides that, I actually started playing Final Fantasy XIV, like the MMO. I've tried it out pretty much again.
XIV.
Yeah. 15? 14.
14. Right, I was gonna say because 15's the new one that just came out. I kind of want to get that game.
Yeah, so yeah, XIV, like the Roman numerals. But I tried that game like a long time ago with my friends, and my one buddy takes his like MMOs super fucking serious to the point where this might segue into my next story. Like he ended up ruining the game for me, and I quit like XIV, and anyways, so I started playing it again, and he plays WoW. Like I play WoW with that same dude, and I got like a really, really angry message from him on Discord, and it was, "Why the fuck is my mage playing Final Fantasy?" And I've known this guy, like I know him in real life. Like I met him in fucking elementary school. I was gonna say,
like, I thought you said his tune, like his tune was playing a different game, and then I realized he referred to you as his mage.
Yeah, like I'm his mage because I'm a mage in WoW. And he's like, "Why the fuck is my mage playing XIV?" I was like, "Yo, dude, why is my friend being a little bitch?" And he got really fucking mad that like I was just making a joke, but also kind of being serious, and why he's being a little bitch about it. And he got like really upset, and he's like, "Yeah, but you know, if you're gonna play an MMO and you're gonna be raiding with us, like I expect you to dedicate this as like your only game to be playing.
This is the only source of entertainment. If I find out you're watching Netflix again, you're gonna get kicked out."
Yeah, but none of them know I have a podcast or anything, right? Like, literally 30 minutes ago, they're like, "Yo, you want to play some WoW?" And it's like, "Nah, I got some shit to do." "What do you have to do, man?" Just don't respond. Like, I don't care to tell them I have a podcast going. But
so you're super famous in another MMO.
Yeah. Mainly because I can't tell stories like this where they get all fucking crazy girlfriend on me. And they get really fucking mad, and they're like, "We expect you to be dedicating your time. You're done with school and you're not playing all the time. Like, we want you to be pulling like 98 percentile DPS and it's just like, yo, are we playing a game, or like, are we fucking going like esports? Like, what the hell? Like, it's WoW.
Yeah.
I don't want to be sweating on my keyboard, you know, to fucking play a stupid game."
Yeah, exactly. Taking notes as you play.
Yeah, like, he takes it really, really serious, and I kind of feel bad for him because it would...
There's a reason why he's taking it so serious.
It would straight up be, like, as of right now, like, "Yo, Dills, why the fuck are you playing an Iron Man? It's dead man mode, dude. I expect you to always be on dead man mode when you're not at work." Like, being, like, 100% serious. Like, "We have a clan, and we're gonna do this and that." Like,
yeah.
I got, like, so angry on just how fucking bitchy he was being, and
yeah, that's a bit ridiculous.
It's a fucking, it's a fucking game, man.
It's kind of embarrassing to even say in the Discord chat, but whatever.
Well, he PM'd it to me, right? He was like saying it in private message. Yeah, he's got some sort of self-respect, I guess. But like, I don't know, man. Like, I've always like shit. I do a RuneScape podcast.
Hold on. I gotta ask. Does he know you play RuneScape?
Eh.
That's gonna be a problem.
I don't think he cares too much. He probably knows because like one of my buddies who's like the guild leader always makes jokes that I was playing RuneScape when we're playing WoW. Because like you skill or shit. You're doing a raid. Like, why not just fish or woodcut at the same time? Like,
exactly.
Yeah. Like, no one else cares but him. But like I don't know. Like I mean, I know why he takes WoW so serious, but it's still kind of lame. And like, I don't know, shit. I'm the kind of guy to like constantly be playing different games. Like, shit, we do a RuneScape podcast, but like the past 2 weeks, I've barely played it. I mean, I go on the subreddit every day and I like watch streamers and shit. But I just been, with Humble Bundle and stuff, like every day is pretty much like, I'm gonna try out this game. I'm gonna try out this game. You know, I'll play some League today.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just, that's kind of how, like, who I am. Like, but when I sit down and play RuneScape, it's me playing it for 6 months straight, fucking losing weight pretty much, because I got a real bad problem with that game.
We've said it before, that's a good thing about RuneScape. Like, you can put it down for a couple months, and you don't have to worry about coming back and, oh shit, they've raised the level cap on things. Or here's a huge expansion that, like, all the other shit's irrelevant now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So you can literally come back and pick up exactly where you left off. Sure, there might be a raid that's now in it, but fuck it, you don't even have to touch it if you don't want to. Most people won't touch it.
Yeah, that's like super, like, late game, like, that's when you're running out of content in RuneScape, and you're like, oh, wait, I got raids. Like, that's the super nice thing. Kind of pick it up and put it down. And then also, you know, with Iron Man and pretty much Dead Man mode, almost always running. Like, it's going, like, 80% of the year. You always have something to do in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not necessary. It's not like WoW or other MMOs where you need, like, the top gear to, you know, pretty much play the game.
Yeah, you come back and all that gear you're saving up for the next raid is suddenly irrelevant. Like, imagine you came back and, like, Barrows was, like, garbage. You saw no one wearing Barrows and you got made fun of wearing Barrows armor.
Yeah, that'd be fucked. Like,
you'd be like, what happened? Oh, they they kind of nerfed it because they brought out a new set of Barrows. You'd be like, huh?
What? Why? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, everyone's a lot of people have Barrows, and they're kind of just getting bored of the items. So we just released Barrows 2.0. Like, that's essentially what goes on. But yeah, I don't know. I've just been playing like a lot of random games. I've been playing like
You've always done that though, because I remember when like we lived together. Every week, yo, you should try this game. And I would, at a point, I'd be like, okay, I'm not going to try any of these games because I know next week it's going to be a new one.
Yo, Derek, so I just got this game. Oh, dude, that was 4 days ago. Come on, man. Gotta keep with the program. I'm done with that shit. But yeah, I know there are games like I always go
I just want
back.
to cut in real quick. Let me cut in real quick. That exact situation has happened like all through high school because I'd always be playing RuneScape too. So they'd be like, oh, you gotta get the new Grand Theft Auto. I'm like, yeah, all right. And then by the time I actually get around to getting it and playing it, because I'm playing RuneScape so consistently, they're like, oh yeah, we've moved on to the next game. We're playing this one now. Or I'd play with them like World of Warcraft or something, and they'd be all like max level.
Yeah.
So guys, what do you want to do? And they're like, grind for 4 months before you can play with us.
See, what would happen with me actually all throughout high school with like WoW specifically was, yo, Derek, we're on this new server and we're like Alliance. You want to come play? Yeah, man. I'd like sit down for, a month or whatever, and I'd grind all my free time is like leveling in WoW. And then I'd finally like level cap, get geared enough to go play with them. Oh yeah, dude, we changed servers and we went Horde.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, I have no money, so I'm gonna just reroll. I'm gonna make a new character. And like queue that for like 3 or 4 years until I was like, you know what, fuck you guys, I'm staying in this server. And then they're all like, yo, let's go back and play with Derek. And they would just all slowly migrate to play with me. But
happened to me.
Yeah. But yeah, like one thing that's like kind of cool with XIV though, which I didn't really know it's anyway, it's a really cool concept. So imagine in like RuneScape. Okay, well, I guess RuneScape's a bad example because you're literally everything, like a ranger and a warrior and shit. But with like XIV, you pick your class and whatnot, and it's kind of like RuneScape in the sense that you make one character, or you have one character that you can like switch between classes and professions whenever you want.
Oh, cool.
So you can be like a tank, and then you just equipped another weapon, and now you're a healer, but you have to level that guy up as well, right?
Yeah, okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of like WoW and the RuneScape concept put together, where you can do anything, you just gotta grind out the levels. And it's the same with like skills, like with fishing, you equipped a fishing rod, and you're a level 1 fisherman, so you fish for like combat levels, quote unquote.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And you get like profession gear that help you gather more like materials, like +5 gathering, or like it's like a really, really cool concept, and I've never expected that to like be a thing. But shit, man, thank God RuneScape doesn't have this issue, because that game is full of like really weird people that RP, like just role players, and just, man, I've had some weird experiences. Because like me being me, I make a chick character and I named her Lena Longhorn. I wanted to name it Anita, but I'm kind of like, you know, people might not like good. That. Yeah. Like, I was gonna make Anita, but yeah, I don't... My buddy, like, warned me of the RPers and stuff, and shouldn't make my name too trolly, because, yeah, I'll probably get annoyed. But, like, people will, like, try and ERP, like, erotic roleplay with me. Like, I'll be, like, fishing, and because I'm a level 1 fisherman, I have no clothes on, because I can't equip anything, and they just, like...
I love how it happens so many times, you have it shortened down to E.
Yeah. ERP.
ERP.
Yeah, erotic roleplay. Yeah, dude. Some dude was being super creepy and, like, doing asterisk strokes your hair, and I'm just like, I can't deal with this. Like, I really can't deal, and I just logged out. I really, like, I felt so uncomfortable, and it's like me, you know, 12 at night, alone in my room, and this dude starts ERPing, and I'm like, this is fucking...
Just get molested?
Yeah.
I feel so violated. This is fucked.
I haven't really been on since, but that's not the reason why.
This guy's a level 7 sex offender. What the fuck? That's a class? That's kind of cool, though. Yeah. I mean, besides the ERP, I suppose, there's only one place that should belong, and that's Habbo Hotel for some reason. But
Yep.
It's fucking rampant there. Let me tell my quick little ERP story. I was younger. Let's just say I was 13 years old, playing Habbo Hotel, and I'm meeting this, you know, I got my slam piece in the game.
Yeah. You got that HC badge?
HC badge, Habbo Club badge. It's fucking membership.
Hey, babe, want to sit on my HC sofa? Check out my oil lamp. Shit.
Yeah, so I bring her back to my crib, you know. I'm also HC because, you know, I gets the money. I actually spend my allowance and shit on that, but bring her back, you know, it starts getting hot and heavy, and we do our thing. Asterisks and all. Anyways, afterwards, we start talking. It turns out we went to the same school, and she was a year younger. It was fucking weird.
Dude, I remember that. I remember you freaking out and like, dude, do you know... I don't know what her name is now, and even if I did, I wouldn't say it. But you know Blake?
I don't remember.
Yeah, kind of. Dude, and you're like, I met her in Habbo Hotel. Oh, man,
I just fucking nailed that girl.
Dude, I just bobbled all over her.
So if you never play that game, every time you curse, they replace it with Baba.
Yeah.
So it's fucking retarded.
Yeah,
terrible game. But going back to the XIV, is that what they actually call it in that game? They refer to it as XIV?
That's everyone who I know will refer to it as XIV.
I feel like FFO, like Final Fantasy Online, would be better. But anyways,
yeah,
I've played, you know, quite a few MMOs because I don't know, I love the idea of, you know, the MMO kind of gameplay, the experience.
Yeah.
The grinding can get tiresome if you're bouncing around on all these games, but one thing that's cool is like there's so many, and you need to have something that sets you aside from a different MMO if you're doing a unique one, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool. I remember like just dabbling in them, being like, that's a cool aspect. I like that. Like wishing you could just pull the coolest parts of a bunch of MMOs and just throw it into a game. But like, I think the game is called Terra. Is that?
Yeah, that's an MMO.
Okay, and they would have like boss attacks on villages, I believe, every now and again. Is that game still around?
I assume so. I don't really know.
But I remember like things you'd be like in Varrock, and then all of a sudden, all these like greater demons would start attacking everyone, or a boss like Jad would appear and start attacking shit. It was kind of cool. But what was the tangent? I don't remember what the tangent I was going to go on.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool if they could put together all the good parts, I think was kind of the point. A lot of games have like some really good aspects, but they flub on like every other aspect, I guess.
Yeah, I guess what I want to say. A lot of dead MMOs had some really cool parts about it. It's kind of a shame that they're kind of more forgotten.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with an MMO. That an MMO is able to just die where no one's really playing it anymore. You'll have like a few, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing though. With like RuneScape, that's like, I think it's the only MMO or like the only game where there's not an aspect that I don't like. Like I like the PKing and the PvP is like, it's my favorite out of everything. Like that got me, like RuneScape got me into like a PvP fanatic where like that's the first thing I look at in like any game.
It's kind of charming, I suppose. The simplicity behind it.
It's so good. Yeah, like it's simple, but like, man, like there's a difference between a good PK and a bad one, especially if you're tri-breeding and stuff. I don't know if I sent you a video. I think it's called.
I didn't see the video.
It was posted on the 2000 Scape subreddit, and it's like titled 8 switching or 8 overheads or something. And it's just this dude like tri-breeding, but his switches and shit, like swapping out a gear and changing prayer and all, like it was actually like so fast and like done so well that you're just kind of like, I could never do that. That is like, that is fucking actually impressive. Even though, lucky hits and stuff, but it's like, it's calculated.
You're taking that all into account while you're switching. I can barely fucking switch my void headpieces while I'm killing Zulrah. I can. That was a joke.
Yeah, like an exaggeration. I find I can do like 3-way switches, like swapping 3 pieces of gear. And then once I get to 4, I guess because I put it in a square or something, or I don't know, that's when I start fucking up and accidentally dragging and swapping them around. And I don't know. That's why I kind of just stick to playing a pure when I PK, because it's like 2 or 3 weapons or 2 or 3 item switches when you go in.
Yeah.
It's not complicated.
Not really, no.
And then, yeah, you don't have to worry about your prayer and stuff. But, even like the skilling, I love the grindiness of RuneScape, and I love the bossing, and it's good. Like, I like everything in it.
I do like the grind, even though I'll never, really get through that grind. I'm never going to max my account, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely never max my account. But I like that the grind is so hard, because when I do see a maxed account, I want to go like, oh,
yeah,
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
We got a god among us, boys.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's quite the feat to max out. Like, shit, man. How many hours you gotta put in?
Yeah, I love getting excited for a Zezma to walk by.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the thing, like some of the like Slayer and shit, that's something I know I won't get to 99, because it's like 4 months. If I were to slay every day, all day, it's like 4 months of grinding.
Yeah, but who knows?
Yeah, like, slowly over time.
This game could be at its biggest in 10 years from now, right? Could.
Yeah, like man, we had 60,000 people playing on whenever the Deadman mode tournament ended.
Yeah, that's great.
60,000 people online on old school. Like that's pretty big. Like that's not as big as some MMOs, but bigger than most. Like more than Eve. Like RuneScape's got a bigger player base than Eve. Like just old school alone. Yeah, like no, Eve is like, well, they went free to play recently, so might be a bit more, but yeah, in general, like RuneScape's a lot more popular than people think. So like, yeah, I don't think it's gonna die anytime soon, unless they release like RuneScape 4 and then they turn old school into RuneScape 3.
They'd have to deliberately kill the game.
Yeah, exactly. At this point,
I can't imagine anything they do that's nothing they could like backpedal and kind of fix.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to take away Wilderness. They're not going to do an EOS. They've learned. You know what I mean? They've fucked up so many times in RuneScape 3 that they literally like anything they do, someone's can be like, no, I remember when we did that and it really fucked the game.
Yeah, exactly. They've definitely learned a lot from their mistakes, I should say.
Yeah. There's always, this is the greatest segue. I wish I have a little bit I want to talk about, but I just wish they would learn from every one of their mistakes.
Yeah.
Boom, Deadman mode. Now, I wish I could have said that later because that would have been a perfect segue, but let me go in with my week real quick, okay? So we played some Albion Online. Pretty good game. I'm starting to realize that if I want to, be a force to reckon with, I'm going to actually have to put RuneScape, RuneScape hours the amount of hours I'll have to put in there will be a large amount of hours.
Yeah, it's got a grind very, very similar to RuneScape.
It starts off fun, and then as I'm going on, I'm just like, I kind of got to dedicate daily to play this game if I want to be a part of it. So, kind of slowed it down. I took it off my phone, and I still jump on it, but I'm not going to go too hard.
Yeah,
my only love.
That's the thing. Albion's fun, but like if you think of it, like imagine in RuneScape, like I want to cut some yew logs, which is like, an okay high level. I guess it's pretty high. Let's just say maple, where it's like a pretty average level, like a little bit above average, I guess, like in terms of like, you don't have many tiers of wood to get after maple, any useful tiers. Well, now I'm pretty much in a PvP server. These guys can kill me anytime, and they get the shit that I have on me. Like, just like in RuneScape, as if you were to die in the wilderness or in a PvP world. Like, there's so much risk to even doing things like skilling, and it's annoying as fuck running around trying to find trees and shit. Like, that shit's so annoying.
The big problem with the grind is, so imagine, okay, we're going to use the wood cutting example again. So you cut the log, and imagine whatever you want to do with it, you needed to first turn it into a plank. Okay? You need to have a level in order to cut the tree. You need to have the right wood cutting level. You need to have the right axe holding level to hold the axe to cut the tree. You need to use a rune axe on the high level trees, and you can't, they're separate skills. And then you also need to have a tool making skill, which is like, okay, well now you need to craft your own tools, specific tools. And then let's say you want to fletch. Well, now you need a level just to cut it, not to make the arrows. That's a whole separate skill in itself to make the arrows. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like the
skills are so specific. And the problem is, let's say you want to make a yew, or okay, let's go with maple again. We want to make a maple arrow. You need to also collect. So you need one maple tree, one maple log. Then you'll need one willow log and one oak log. You know what I mean? Like, you need one of every single log just to make the top tier things. You're constantly running back and chopping down more willows. And
yeah, it gets really annoying. And like, you just have the risk of dying. That's the annoying thing, is like, you're always pretty much at risk. And like, I mean, it's fun for a bit, but then you're kind of like, man, I just want to shut my brain off. Fuck it. I'm just going to go play RuneScape.
Yeah,
shut my brain off, go to fishing guild, and watch everyone get mad that you're fishing sharks instead of killing Zara.
Exactly. So, It's a fun game. I'd probably play it more if I didn't already play RuneScape. So, put that to the side. But while I was doing some wood cutting. I made some bank off the magic trees. Not really. I made about 500k, but that's what I love. Like, when you're doing, like, playing WoW and you have your guy doing something AFK, on the side.
Yeah.
I just love it. At the end of the week, I'll look. I'm like, holy shit, I got 500k. It's not, it's nothing too much, but it's just like, it's free.
Yeah. So, I've done essentially nothing for that.
Yeah, exactly. And besides that, like me actually playing, I started to do some Slayer. So actually, I went hard on the Dead Man mode when it first came out. I was a day late, but I was like, I'm really going to go into this. I'm going to have a plan. We're going to get a team of people together. I'm going to find, make a little clan like I was saying before. Maybe we can all work together, use this Albion mindset where we can all protect different skills. I'll take hunting, Deegan takes fishing, so-and-so takes wood cutting, whatever, right?
Yep.
I just had this little idea, and I start playing. I play like all day, and I kind of have a plan, but my plan keeps fucking getting spoiled, I guess.
Yeah.
So I basically have no plan. I'm just running around doing things, getting agility up, getting thieving up, dying a lot because I'll just like walk somewhere, and then you walk into someone who's like super, got a DDS already and will just 2-spec me.
Yep.
Started getting frustrated. I got I had like 15 people in this little clan thingy.
Yeah.
But honestly, within a day, like half of them had quit. And I died a bunch trying to get to Artie because I wanted to thieve some of the cakes. Yeah. And I basically went to my bank and it was just empty, and I was like heartbroken. I was like, fuck, man, I'm like nowhere. I spent all day and wasted all this time. I can rebuild, but I'm basically playing from a fresh account. I'm starting to think I might wait till the 6-hour timer comes out, because when I jumped in, I was already so behind that, like...
Yeah, that's kind of what my plan is.
Yeah, the lowest levels with 30,
Yeah. What I want to do is wait for the 6-hour timer, and then... Like, I've started planning out, like, a route, but I already see a lot of issues with it. Like, what everyone does is they do the friggin', like, Stronghold of Security, buy fire strikes, and then go kill lava dragons for, 6 hours, get high prayer, and then also make a lot of money off of it. And, like, a lot of clans do this, too, because, there's no risk. And there's also a mage bank pretty close nearby, so, like, once you get there, you go back and forth, and you're pretty much set, as long as you don't make a mistake and die to the dragon, which shouldn't happen, because it's pretty easy to avoid. And so I want to try like something like, I don't know. I just want to think of like I'm trying to come up with like a new strategy that like, it's not going to be better than that because that's pretty much the best thing you could do, but just something different. And then I'll probably like make a video or something and if it works out, but like,
we'll do some brainstorming for different, paths, I suppose you have.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe you'll come up with a unique one, but it requires 2 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, I'm probably going to wait till the 6-hour timer comes out because I just like, I played it all day, like Saturday and Sunday, well, most of the day on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I played a bit in the evening on Saturday and I played it all day Sunday. Well, better part of the day on Sunday.
Yeah.
And I was making no progress at all. Like, I was trying to complete Lost Tribe quest, and I was literally spending all day trying to get the items for it, and then I would die and lose them all. So
you don't throw them in your deposit?
I mean, like, the quest items. It was, like, items where I'd have to go backpedal into it, like, part of the quest, and get a book, and do this, and I had to do that a couple times, so I was like, this is really frustrating. I have no items. I have some in my deposit box, but it's literally, like, filler items. Like, I bought, like, a bunch of staffs to dump my money into.
Yeah.
So anyways, I was frustrated and just making nowhere. I said, I'm going to do some Slayer on my account. And then I was like, oh, this is so much more fun. I was just getting so frustrated on the Deadman mode, but I was persistent. So I just spent all day playing. It felt like I was playing a toxic League of Legends game that lasted 6 hours.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably going to wait till the 6-hour timer comes out. I have fucking way too many accounts, so I'll just probably jump on one of those. And yeah, that's about it. My RuneScape week isn't too heavy in, I guess, content. It's just like fucking grinding out that Slayer. I still need to get the 83 Slayer, but I've been kind of slacking just because, well, last week is a blur in general. I don't think I did anything after work because it was such a physically draining week.
Yeah.
Oh man, I felt fucked on Saturday.
What do you mean, like, exhausted?
Yeah, like I woke up and I was like, I feel like a zombie. Like I feel fucked up. I guess my body wasn't used, because I have like, I come home from work and then I stay up an hour or 2 later than I should.
Yeah.
And then I go to work and
it just kind of gets all collected.
Yeah, you're doing a bunch of, physical labor. Then by the end of the week, when you're lacking sleep by an hour or 2 every night, you're just like, I want to kill myself.
Yeah, you just wake up and you're like, yeah, it's the recovery. It's the hangover, the work hangover.
Yep.
Yeah, I know that is.
That's about it. I'm looking forward to the fucking Christmas holidays, though, because once I get that 83 Slayer, I can do that Master Clue, which means I can go do however much money I make from the Master Clue. I'll fucking spend it all in construction because I want to get 90 construction.
Yeah, that's the goal right now?
Yeah, that's my goal, and then I have kind of like, that's the way I'm going to do it. It's through Master Clues. Okay. And I out and sold a bunch of items I had, so when I got a 5 mil cash stack that's just for construction that I got as I'm collecting Slayer because I'm grinding that out for a Master Clue.
Yeah.
So I just kind of want to blow a bunch of money. Anyways, I have no idea where I'm going with this story, so I think that means we should move on to the news.
All right, it's time
for the news. There was no news.
All right, anyways, for the next topic.
Yeah, hot topic. Really, the only thing that went on was the Deadman mode, and
did you see the finale?
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah. I actually caught, because I don't know what I was doing, but I got back home, and then I checked Discord, and someone in our Discord was like, you guys watching Deadman mode? Or they mentioned it, and I was like, oh, fuck. And I caught, the last, I don't know, 5-10 minutes of it, and then I went back and watched all of it, and then I watched, Bodhi's perspective, and...
Oh, yeah, you watched it a few times. I kind of went through it afterwards, and then,
spoilers, biggest letdown.
Disappointed.
Yeah, I was pretty disappointed. I mean,
so let's quickly say there was a tournament last Saturday for $10,000 for the Dead Man Mode finale. Season 4 finale? Yeah, this is season 4. Sorry. I'm trying to think about that. So far we've had 3 winners that didn't kill anybody, pretty much.
Yep.
And
we got to see a lot of people die.
Yeah.
Pretty much what had happened is
we went through the gas. Let me just say, we went through the gas last episode. We explained the changes to it, where we're supposed to basically have these timers that it's going to funnel everyone to a free-to-play area and slowly funnel everyone to a final area. Yeah. Where at one point it's basically saying like you're going to get one shot from the gas.
Yeah.
So, Deegan, you want to?
Yeah. So pretty
tell
much
us about it.
Yeah, they buffed the gas pretty hard. So what ends up happening is, I think Rot knew where the finale was. Like they said,
they
said it was
going to be a surprise. Yeah, and then they told them. They said where it was.
Yeah, they said during like the last hour or something that everyone got a message saying it's an Alcarad or Alcarid. Yeah. And I guess Rot knew. All right, there's only like one actual multi-zone, and that's in the palace where you would bot and kill those guards if you're botting for free-to-play stats in that little palace. And they pretty much rushed there first. Raw like got control of it like essentially instantly. Like they got to it really quickly. And then as the gas came in, it like the damage that it ramped up to, like every game tick pretty much it would go up in damage. So it would be like 2, 4, 7, 9, like 11, 15, 17, 20, 24, like, and it just like literally that fast, like the damage would go up. And
when they said that you were going to get one shot at near the end of the gas kind of thing, they never said, but I was under the assumption, I didn't know you would, the shots were going to be delivered twice every second. Well, you're not going to get you're not gonna get one shot, but you can get like 7 shot. It's just delivered in 2 seconds.
Yeah. So exactly. So when I guess it was getting closer to that 10-minute mark, the damage just started ramping up hard. But from what I saw, like the damage would hit like very fast. Like it hits every game tick, like so every 0.6 seconds, and it goes up in damage constantly. It's not like a couple 2s and then a 6 or something. It's like a 7 and then a 9, and like so the damage racks up and everyone just has bruise, right?
Exactly.
So they only help so much, and it also caught so many people off guard from all like the streamer perspectives and everything. They all were like, "All right, the gas is here. Oh, I'm dead. What the fuck? I'm dead." Yep. You know what I mean? Like it caught everyone off guard. So many people died, and then that's not even the biggest issue. With that, I mean, that was the biggest letdown, I think, was just the gas being way too strong. Yeah. But I think that on top of the very the last place being at that palace, and if you remember the palace, if you can just think of like it in your head or something or whatever, there's only one entrance to the main like courtyard of the palace, and it's a 1x1, like it's a little it's just an entryway, like a little gateway, I guess, for one person to run through, and you had to like right click and go through type of a thing. Like you don't just run through, you had to like actually crawl through it, and they just call it like the electric fence pretty much. Cause you can't just run in. And so what ended up happening is everyone's trying to, the few that were close enough to be able to outrun the gas or not die to it, they would try and run in, and you would see, Raw, which is like 80 members or something, each of them would get 1 to 2 free hits on you. And they don't register until you're out, right? So you come out and you're literally instantly dead, and there's nothing you could do about it.
And also, just the second you step out, you're just getting barraged and shit. Yeah. You can't move. And when you crawled out, like you came out of it, everyone was piled on top of each other to make a death dot. So basically, it's just like I'm gonna hit every single player in this game with one shot.
Yeah, yeah. Like the choke point was like at literally as small as you could make it, and yeah,
if this was real life and it was at a fucking soccer or football stadium, this would be a historic stampede event.
Yeah.
Hundreds would have died.
Yeah, like it was.
They're all trying to cram through the small door and fucking.
Everyone's getting chin-chomped and barraged. And yeah, you have no chance. And it ended up, everyone died so fast. It was like, the couple clans, there's like one clan or something that was really small, tried facing Rot, and obviously they're going to die because they're like not even half of the size. But even from like AC, whatever their actual name is. But, like whenever that clan, they had a video from their perspective and they're at the Shanty Pass, which is like just south of the palace, like a pretty smart spot to hang out because it's single combat and there's a bank there and it's pretty close. But as soon as the gas started hitting and they started running, they didn't even get like halfway to the palace. Like by the time they got to the back of the palace, pretty much, they were all dead. Like the gas just ramped up out of nowhere. Like they start getting hit and you're dead.
Yeah, by the time you get slapped by a 20, like you're panicking, you're trying to run out of the gas and you're trying to eat.
Yeah.
So half the time people just like, okay, I got hit for 20 and I got hit for 20. Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah, 20, 22. All right, I can't out heal and I'm dead. Like, yeah, it's pretty brutal, I guess. And a lot of people were upset. So many people were upset that I got pissed off because I couldn't even go on the subreddit.
I know.
On, like, the subreddit was literally shitting on Deadman mode. And, like, that was, like, the first 3 pages. And, like, all right, okay, I understand Deadman mode just came out. Maybe they'll make a mega thread for everyone to bitch about. Nope.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, a mega thread. But I went on like, okay, so no content today.
Yeah, you'd see like one post of like got a 99, and you're like, nice. You know what I mean? Like that's about it. Like,
and then the comments are all filled with gas killed. Da, da, da.
Yeah. Who gives a fuck about this? It's damn ammo. Yeah, a lot of people were pretty upset. I think a lot of the streamers were upset too, because like. Some of them put in, well, I guess all of them, like pretty much everyone in the tournament, like putting in 20 hours a day, 18 hours a day, like ridiculous amounts of time. Like you could see it in the tournament who had like barrows and, over level 100 combat. Like these people essentially gave up a week of their life to just non-stop play Deadman mode. Let's sleep for 3 hours a day for a week just to get kicked in the nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they didn't even get to play it. They didn't even get to the final hour. They just died to gas, which is upsetting, but hopefully they can, from this, like they can find a middle ground, because
do you know what the definition of insane is?
Kind of
doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
Yeah, they gotta.
It feels like I feel like we having the same conversation. Hopefully they learn from their mistakes, you know what I mean, for the next Deadman mode. And it's, you know what they should have done? They should have left how it was last season, and just left the disclaimer, we can ban anyone from the disqualify for. Just left that disclaimer in, because they made all these little tweaks, I think, to prevent a Wook situation from happening. But if you just say clearly, we will ban you from the tournament if we deem you not playing by our rules or whatever,
or without competitive spirit, like a non-competitive spirited way, I guess. Yeah, they actually did add that disclaimer too, which is funny that you mentioned that, because they do have that disclaimer of like, we can ban you regardless, like doesn't matter. We have the right to ban you if we deem that your winning was not in the spirit of Deadman mode. And like, they could have just done that, like you said, they did that, but then they also added all these safe little, okay, well, let's make it, this is how the damage is going to ramp up. And like,
it's like they were like, well, we don't actually want to have to disqualify someone, so we're going to make it so we don't have to by putting in, you know what I mean? How honestly, we pictured it the first season.
Imagine if a quote unquote like a Wooks 1 moment, like if that were to happen again, and they were like, no, Wooks, you didn't win. Like, let's say the exact same scenario happened for this season, the ending to this season. I don't think people would be that outraged. You know what I mean? Like, especially if they had the disclaimer, but even like at this point, like, we just want a good finale. Like, I mean, season 1, I really liked season 1. The fact it was tick eating, maybe this was the first one, like, it's still like really intense.
The first one was intense because, you're all sitting there being like, well, who's going to win? And then, it was the tick eating,
There was a guy at the bank the whole time, what?
Yeah, and you're just like, oh my god, I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
So then the second one, they prevent that.
Season 2 was pretty good.
Yeah, he hit on the other side of the wall at Barbarian Village while the other person was standing in the middle. The other person couldn't find them and ended up dying while he was sitting there using redemption. That one, I was just like, oh shit, outplayed.
Yeah, exactly.
The brain beats the muscle.
Yeah.
And the third one, yeah, you're literally just like, okay, I'm sick of...
Yeah.
I'm sick of this game being like, who's gonna figure out the exploit?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like Jagex was really upset too when they're like, oh well, Rot's just gonna be suiciding, and they're like trying to make it intense when they're like, well, not Jagex, but the commentators, but they're trying to make it intense by like, well, you never know, one of these guys could just take all the money and run. They're not gonna split us up. And you're like, okay, bullshit. Yeah. They probably will, and that's probably an agreement. They probably agreed to one person winning it at this point. Like, I'll fuck off with that. The ending shit, stop trying to make it more than what it is. Like,
I'd steal the money.
Yeah.
Think about it. You steal the money, whatever. You're not getting banned. All you're doing is getting kicked out of a clan. You start your own clan.
Well, you probably get DDoSed or doxed or some shit. Who knows?
Spend that 10 grand fucking...
Man, like, I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it, like, during like the end of that tournament. Like, man, if I won, that's rent. That's a little bit more than rent for a year for me.
It's nice. That's
like, dude,
fat stack.
For some people, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? I guess like they're well off enough.
Yeah, it means nothing.
But like for me, like that would just be so nice. Just
dude,
like rent's taken care of for a fucking year. Is
that what you'd use it for? If you got the 10 grand, you spend it on the rent?
I would probably save it for something like that. Maybe just like, well, I don't have to worry about school, like, you know, this semester's fee or something. Like, I would definitely just like put it to one aspect so I don't have to worry about it. Like, all right, I can cover my phone bill for X amount of months and rent for a year. Like that's such a nice, like, wait. But you never know. I might go travel with it.
Yeah, listen to you though. I bet you if I asked you this 2 years ago, you would have been like, buy the biggest TV there is. Man, I got a 126-inch TV. It's like,
dude, I'd buy so much weed, dude. Oh, man. Me like exactly 4 years ago.
Yeah, fuck.
Dude, I go buy the bong that Snoop Dogg signed. Oh, shit. Yeah, it's a stupid thing.
Yeah,
thank God that didn't happen.
The bong Snoop Dogg smoked out of one time. His spit's still on the mouthpiece.
Scrape that shit off, put it in like a little plaque. Those little glass, smoke that shit. But
we're talking about RuneScape, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think but I'd probably just spend it on something that either I'd travel or I just put it to rent and just like you don't have to worry.
Yeah, I would.
Oh my God,
that is a very like for me. That's a luxurious fucking vacation for a week. That's me living like a prince. So that's kind of cool. That's also like at least 20 mil in RuneScape money as well. So that's
yeah. Maybe I would just go buy a bunch of RuneScape money.
Do I vacation in real life or vacation in RuneScape? That's the question.
Spent that 10 grand on 200 mil construction, baby. Shit, Bondscape.
So what'd you do on your vacation? Sat in my player-owned house.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, 10 grand would be fucking awesome. If I wanted to be fucking mature and responsible, I'd put it against the house. Get 10 grand knocked off the mortgage. That's not fun.
Yeah, it's fucking
I'd probably
boring.
buy a go-kart. A little fucking, what is it, pocket racing?
Yeah, pocket rocket or whatever.
Crotch rocket.
Yeah. You gotta get like an even tinier attachment for Tammy. Put her in like the side of a motorcycle. Yeah.
Drive to work on this. Is that a mosquito? Nah, it's Dylan's new whip.
Going off the jumps and shit on the construction lot. Grabbing like the scrap wood, making sick jumps.
Shit. But, yeah, as we were saying, though, the 10 grand would be great to have, and, like, yeah, it was kind of shitty, I guess, the third time, not the third, no, sorry. I guess it's just shitty when the events end like that, where it's like, the first 2 times I'll make the exception because it's new, it was exciting for us, you know?
Yep.
But, yeah, the third time, and then the fourth time, this one, yeah, I don't know, I wish, like, I like that they're very ambitious with this tournament. I'm glad they keep on trying, and I hope they don't give up. I guess I just test it, I suppose. Throw it together and let people test it.
Tournament, even in like a tournament world. You know what I mean? Like, they got a beta test. I mean, okay, but that being said, though, if you could change something, like, let's say you could change one or two things, or if you could just change anything with Deadman mode besides fixing the gas, what would you do? Do you have any idea?
Besides fixing the gas.
Yeah,
what
because
I would do.
Gas is an easy out. Do you have anything in mind, like, besides, like, what they've done now? Or, like, yeah, even if you want to reverse changes, anything that, like, if you could just, all right, Jagex, let's do Deadman mode like this, like, at least a final hour like this, what would it be?
So I have a few ideas. I'll throw them out there, and then you can tell me why it wouldn't work, because this is why I fucking, lift things for a career at the moment. I want to see more action.
Yeah,
basically it. I don't like the idea of clans running the show there because then it prevents solo players from taking risks, right?
Yep.
But at the same time, I don't want you to eliminate clans because I like some of the group fighting, the group warfare, right? So I'm trying to think, right? And this is probably a bad idea, but what if you were labeled by your clan? Instead of a single person winning, it was a clan would win, or a group would win, right?
Okay.
Solo players would be looped up together automatically in their own group, like a militia sort of deal. Right?
Okay.
And then
having the final like that, like team case kind of built in.
But then having like objectives that people want to control for reasons. Maybe like whatever clan is, rockin' Varrock, they unlock special attacks. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, something. Because then it gives incentives to people to fight. Like, oh shit, this clan owns Varrock Square, so let's go and try to take them out. I don't know. Like, that's the problem. Like, my issue with Deadman mode is that people are just so afraid to take risks. How do you prevent them? You give them incentives to take risks, right?
Sorry, go.
No, I was going to say, like, it's because since so much money is kind of up there, it's not, like we said before, it's not going to drastically change your situation in life, but $10,000 is fucking sick to get.
Especially for playing RuneScape.
So,
yeah, take that, Sarah, you little bitch, making fun of me in grade 8. I made 10K. It's not a real scenario, I swear.
So, how do you make people, put their account at risk when there's, you know what I mean? When there's money on the line, nobody wants to take a risk that they have a chance of losing. So everyone's trying to, well, I'm not going to fight this guy because there's a good chance I'm going to lose that one, right?
Yeah.
So I'm really butchering this. This is like
I know what you mean though. Like,
yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. It's really ignorant the way it's coming out. It probably sounds completely wrong, but like,
no,
that's what I'm trying to think. Like, putting objectives in cities to give incentives for people to try to, take control of it. But the problem is, what happens when Rot takes control of it? And everyone's like, all right, get the fuck out of Varrock.
Yeah, they got
leave
this.
it.
Well,
it's theirs. You know what I mean?
See,
like,
I think that's a really good idea. Like, I know you're using like special attacks just as a random example.
Yeah, or maybe you could have it's like potions were taken out, or
like
different
something,
cities gave you. Imagine if like every town and city on RuneScape had like something that would unlock as your clan kind of owned it, and owned it maybe by standing in that square for a certain amount of time,
or doing X amount of damage or something. You damage
but this way
you kill like the flag, and then you take it kind of.
Yeah,
so the flag is like 2,000 health.
This way, you could own an objective and leave the city.
Yeah.
No one has to stay in it. But at the same time, if somebody's hiding in the city, you can still come in and take it.
Yeah.
If they don't do anything. So anyways, like RuneScape has a lot of potential, but we're seeing the problems with it. You can't just throw these people in and say, make this exciting. Luckily, we have streamers kind of doing that, like Bodhi and stuff, where they say, I'm not really going to try to win. I'm just going to try to have fun.
Well, let's be honest, though.
Yep.
He probably makes more streaming that week in that final hour than actually winning.
Exactly, but like how much more? Yeah. Because it's so much fun to watch.
Yeah, exactly. Because the way he goes about it.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, people appreciate the mindset he's doing. Like, okay, I'm going to forfeit the 10 grand because chances are Bodhi could get into a clan that would help them get there, right? I'm using it as an example, but because there's other streamers that are doing it where they're just like, I just want to go have fun. So that's great to see. But the problem is, how do you get the average player to say that to themselves?
See, that's the thing though. The gas mechanic in every single game, every single type of this battle royale-esque game, the best strategy is always to hump the gas, like stay on the edge of the gas. Like if there was a visual way to see where the gas was coming besides, oh, I'm in the gas in RuneScape, guarantee you'd see people walking one square ahead, because people do that in H1Z1, they do that in Battle Royale, they do it in the culling. Like that is already determined as like, this is the best strategy, is to just sit on the edge of the map. If you have a good enough gear and stuff and you can kind of hold your own against the average person, like you sit on the edge of the map and you have a really good chance of winning. And like that's like a really bad big issue. But I actually really, really like the concept of like taking control of certain areas, like and benefiting it. Like, I think that's actually like a really, really neat idea. Like, what if, gas did 50% less damage to whoever, you're in this area, the final area. Let's say it's Alcarad or it's the Falador statue, because I really, really like that area. But let's say it's a Falador statue, and like, oh, well, the quote-unquote militia or, random people have taken it, look at Rot come and grab it. Oh shit, but these two clans don't want Rot to have it, so now they're fighting over it. But this whole time they're all taking damage, and that random solo player is taking less damage from the gas, or, every 4 ticks he takes damage, or, whatever. Just like something to like benefit and force fights. I think that would be really good.
So before we continue on though with my whole everyone has to choose a clan idea.
Yeah. Well, I was just following along with that example.
No. When I said that, I kind of subconsciously stole that. So I remember, because I just remember this now, that I literally just kind of rehashed someone's idea. I read this on the subreddit, and I thought this was a great idea. And I kind of forgot it, so I just subconsciously thought the whole clan thing was original. Yeah. Anyways, so credit goes to Dwarf Plays on Reddit for this suggestion, okay? So, the title of it was Fight for Your God. Upon logging in for the first time on Tutorial Island, your account will be randomly given a god in which you follow for your entire season and tournament. The above skulls will be shown beside your character's name in chat, and right-click options to associate you with the god that you follow and fight for. You can only attack players of the opposite 2 factions. During the Deadman Mode tournament, on the final day, the 3 factions will war amongst themselves until only one god and its followers remain. After this, the free-for-all fight begins within the final faction until one single player is left, becoming the winner of the tournament.
Yeah, see, like, that's a fucking sick idea.
Yeah, I really
hire
like that
this
idea.
man, Jagex. Like, that is a really good, that'd be super cool.
And this way, you're randomly given it, so you can't have people really working together, which is
you're gonna have people bitch, like, oh, me and my friends all got Ceradon, but my buddy got Zam. It's like, well, that fucking sucks. You know what I mean?
Get better luck next season, pretty much.
Yeah, like, chances are you probably won't be able to play with your friends, which I think that's the biggest issue, is that you won't, be able to pick, but,
yeah.
Like, yeah, that's
maybe you can
big.
partner up with someone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
If they could tweak it so, like, they allow, like,
you and 2
would
or 3
you like,
friends.
like, a referral? Would you like to refer to people, and then, let's say I refer you, and then Jimmy John, then you and Jimmy John have one referral, you guys can refer, like, one person, and then that person doesn't have any. Like, they have to limit the group sizes, I guess.
Yeah, so it's something like that. Yeah, that's a cool idea.
Yeah, like, because obviously all the clans would just, all right, we're all going Zamorak, you know what I mean? And then it would be unbalanced. They have to have a way to keep it balanced, but I don't know. I think that'd be like a pretty cool idea.
And I think that mixed in with the objectives could actually work better, because now there's only 3 factions that can take over certain objectives. Let's say you have certain cities, and then I really like the idea of the gas reduction. Or something like that, right?
Like, yeah.
So or maybe, your HP regenerates, double speed at all times.
Yeah. Like, see, like, I like that, but, like, what I was thinking, like, if I could change anything, I would probably change, like, win conditions in terms of, last person's left is nice. And it'd kind of be, like, the main issue is with clans and stuff, but if you were to add, like, the whole fight for your god thing, it would be really neat to have, like, the more kills you have, you get benefits, like maybe buffs, like you know, maybe you restore your stats 2 times faster. Let's say you get 20 kills and now gas can only hit you for like, you know, 10. You know what I mean? Like give people incentives to kill others. I mean, the big issue would be like clans, you know, stacking one guy with 80 kills and then this dude's unstoppable now because whatever. But I don't know. They need to change the win condition because right now it's just hide and then like cross your fingers, you know? Cross your fingers that the clans kind of kill themselves out.
Okay, now I have another suggestion too, and tell me what you think. What if they just made the dead man mode longer than an hour? What if they made it like 4 hours long? Do you think people are gonna sit there for I think that'll make people more antsy and it'll cause fights to happen. Sure, it'll be longer and nobody's gonna sit there for 4 hours, but I don't know. I feel like for a dead man mode, and you want like maybe stretch it out to a bit longer because it always starts off so slow, and then by the end of the last hour, there's like 700 people left, and they all die from gas, or like half them die from gas. So it's just, I feel like if it was longer, you'd just have a smaller number of players by the end of the last bit, right?
See, that'd be pretty interesting. Like, let's say like a 4, 3, 2 hour, maybe. Like, yeah, just extend the period. Like that could work. I think the only issue is viewership. Because right now, like, they pull in very efficient viewers, you know?
Yeah.
2 hour live stream, and they're pulling like 60K viewers for those 2 hours or whatever. Then it's over, a little recap, and then they're done, and they pull really good numbers. I think for 4 hours, I don't think many people would care to watch not that much action going on for 4 hours. Like, they would really have to incentivize killing people. Like, it would be cool if you killed someone.
The reason I was saying to extend the time was because, like, I'm thinking back on League of Legends. There were many times where my team should have won a game, but just because the game dragged out for so long, we got antsy and lost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, sorry, continue what you were saying?
Yeah, so, like, I think the 4 hours, like, it's good to, like, or, like, just, that's a random number, but extending the Deadman mode, like, final hour, I guess, quote unquote, it would be good, because, yeah, it would definitely, cause people to get antsy, and, man, I've been sitting in this spot for 40 minutes, I'm gonna move, oh, fuck, there's, you know, or this clan they're strategically running around trying to, like, you know, get certain footholds. It'd be pretty neat, but, I don't know, they have to, like, incentivize fighting. Like, it'd be cool if you killed someone and they had a chance to drop a random piece of equipment. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, let's say I kill you and you're in full rune with Trout. There is the chance could be really small, maybe like a 5 or a 10%, but maybe you'll drop like a dragon piece or whatever the value of the shit that you dropped would emphasize like the more value. Like, let's say you're wearing like full Arams and you got like tank gear and I kill you. It's
what
like,
if you
nice,
just killed someone
there's
and
a DFS.
What if when you killed someone it restored your health and your prayer and your run energy? And like,
I think that would be really, really easily abused.
Think so?
I think it would be abused with actually.
I could see like
no, I take
myself
that back.
wanting to backstab my clan. Like, imagine you're in a clan, you see one guy who's almost dead, and you're kind of at healthy. Like, I could fucking one hit him, and he wouldn't even know.
See, it's something funny. Like that's actually a good idea because if you did like 50% of the 51% of the damage, and you know, okay, this guy's gonna die, and I'm gonna get fully healed. Like, clans can't abuse that because now they're down one person.
Yeah. That's the thing, and like
that's
that one person.
I really like that idea,
and like, maybe that one person's just like, "Don't kill me, guys. Let's just kill a noob, and I'll be at full health again." Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, they'd be eating and stuff nonstop, but like, you know, that's a really minor change. Like, I kind of like that because it makes 1v1s better because the worst thing ever would be to 1v1 someone. You're out of supplies. You have nothing. You kill them. They have nothing. And then you die to gas or...
That's the problem. Nobody wants to take the risk because there's like, well, there's 2,000 people here. If I kill this one guy, there's still going to be another 1,999 and I'm going to have no food.
What if we went up another level? What if, say, your potions got refilled or certain potions got refilled or you were granted food or something for killing someone that would drop on your feet? like something to not
that would
hurt
be
you.
tough.
Like,
But
it could be abused. Obviously, like that's really heavy for the game itself. Like that would have to track every single potion, so they would have to change how it would work. Like empty vials in your inventory would just change to lobsters or something. What if, like, at the end of the day, if there's 3 of us, let's say there's me, you, and like Jimmy John left at the final area, what in my best interest is to run away and hope you guys fight.
Yep.
It doesn't matter who wins out of that fight. It's like this guy's gonna be lower, have less food. He probably won't have a special attack. He'll have like less prayer. Shit. Maybe I could just smite him out right now. Now that he finally just got the kill, I could just smite him before he can have a chance to loot. Like you're always incentivized in these types of games to just run away and play passive and kind of watch. So there has to be something. Even
okay, I have another idea.
Yeah.
Literally, we're just throwing all these. Okay, what if every player gets an item? And okay, this is let me pitch this idea first. What if everyone gets one potion that has between 1 and 4 doses, or 1 and 2 doses, whatever you think it isn't overpowered, maybe just 1 dose. You drank it, and it made you so that you were invulnerable for 5 or 10 seconds, but you can't attack either. Because then, like, at the end, when it's like a few people left, some people might keep their potion and just pop it, and another person be like, what the fuck, I didn't see that coming, and now I'm gonna lose. This way, if you get jumped by a clan, you pop that thing real quick and run away, or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gives
At
you
least
a chance,
stall them. Yeah.
Gives you a chance to, it's like, I remember reading about Dota 2 when because I played League of Legends. I never played Dota 2, but I know they're kind of similar, but there's differences, obviously. And one difference that Dota has, or added in later on, was, I believe, each player gets like an item where they can throw it on the ground and they go invisible.
Yeah, there's an item that does something like that, I think. Or a potion or something.
Apparently everyone gets it. And you can throw it on your team and your whole team goes invisible and run, and you can like run. Or maybe it's if you're behind. Like I said, I don't play it, and I remember just reading this maybe on the subreddit or just something. But they added this item, basically, and you can use it and you go invisible, but they used it so that if you were behind, you could still use it and like pull off some crazy plays. Another idea I was thinking, kind of like the invulnerability potion, maybe what if you had an item that had a cooldown, let's say 5-10 minutes, and you could either, you right-clicked it and you clicked use, and it could either heal you a little bit, it could damage the person you're fighting, or something else, and you had to choose it, but it would, once you used it, it would go on like a 10-minute, 20-minute cooldown, or whatever it is. Because in this way, it would give you an item that if you are like, oh shit, I'm fucked, no, I can use this and pop it and get out of it. And also, it could cause people to be like, well, I should probably save this till when I get to the end, and I can pull this out and people won't be prepared for it because they've already used theirs to get to the finale, the final 4 or whatever it is.
Yeah. I think issue with that would be clans would abuse the shit out of that. It'd be really, really easily abusable, and then stream snipers would just, like, Bodhi would be running, and then now 4 dudes, like, use their item to do damage to him or something to fuck him over, and then they just run, you know what I mean? Like,
but they could do that right now as it is. They could just attack him, right? Like, shoot arrows at him, like, 10 people could just show up and kill him.
Yeah, people do that, and, like, but if you were to give a really strong item, let's say it does, like, X amount of damage, then people would definitely use it. It would get abused a little bit too much, I think, especially with clans and stuff. Because you could just pile with that. Hey, I didn't have to use any resources. Let's all pile this guy with this one item.
I guess there needs to be an item that can, kind of benefit by having the more enemies around you, while also benefiting you by the less allies you have around with you. Basically, I want an item that when you're in a fucked up situation, you're not actually in a fucked situation. But I don't want like a standard item that anyone can use, because then clans, or you know what I mean? When they're collectively together, they have suddenly a lot more fucking power.
Yeah, see, there's 2 main things with, like, if you make dead man mode changes, it's like, one, like, the game isn't that advanced in terms of things it could do.
That's true.
like the game engine, like that's a constant joke in the community is like too much, like, you know, you gotta rework the game engine or whatever the fuck the joke is. It's just the game can't do it. And then also you gotta be careful for what clans, how they could abuse it, because obviously if they can, they will. And it might not be like the Rot, like the big clan or the AC or Lit. I don't know any clans really, so I just use those as examples.
Yeah. Sure.
But, you know, it would be those like groups of like 15 people that would find a way to abuse it, and they would win because no one knew they were abusing it in a way that was extremely unfair, that like literally these guys win, you can't beat them because they're, you know, abusing it. They're trading all their potions to one guy, and now this guy literally can't die. I don't know. They would find a way to cheese it. So I think a lot of it is kind of like what Rot's won twice out of the 2 times out of the 4 Deadman modes. So like it's not clanning.
Did they win the first tournament?
No. The guy's name was like not Robert or something, or Robert was his name.
So they've only won one, I think, then, because
they won last time and they won this time.
Wooks isn't part of a Rot, is he?
No, but Wooks didn't officially win. Like, Mod Ash gave him money out of his own pocket.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it was...
He's not even the winner. Why am I thinking he's the winner?
Yeah, it was like
then?
Korean Girl or something.
No, you're right. That's...
Yeah, Rot's won the past 2 times. People say Wooks won, but, you know, he didn't actually win. Ash just gave him money because...
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
For some reason, and I'm sure there's probably other people... Like, I thought he was the winner, just even though I watched it, and I remember being like, he's not the winner, the other guy won.
Yeah. But,
my apologies.
Yeah, it's all good. But, yeah, that's the thing. Rot has only won, 50% of the time. I mean, it's one clan, but obviously they're the only, like, scary clan, I guess, that could actually win it. Mm-hmm. So, like, we can't really be too afraid of the clanning. I mean, obviously, during, like, the normal season, it's kind of unfair what happens. You attack one guy, and you're worried, am I going to get barraged by like 6 other people because he called the 911 in his clan chat? Like, that shit's annoying, but at the end of the day, like, as of right now, clans have won half the time, which, like, is a pretty big deal that they've only won 50% of the time, because, you know what I mean? Like, Rot is the majority, like, that Rot is the majority of the Deadman mode, in terms of, like, if you were to percent, like, all the clans and shit, and they probably hold, like, there's probably, what, like, 100 or something? So, like, out of, like, the last 1,000, 10% of them are with one clan.
It's a large group, but you also have to remember the clanning isn't how it used to be back in the day, so, like, people just don't care about being in clans, I suppose. They want to be in a clan without actually being in a clan. That's why you only have, like, a handful of clans that people recognize.
Yeah. And, like, and also, they do have, like, integrity. Like, the clans in general do have integrity. Like, they don't, they always go for the other clans. They don't care about the solo person. They care about taking out the other clan.
Well, yeah, like, that's generally the idea of it, right? You don't want to focus on the solo players while you have a fucking other clan that's just, like, planning against you.
Exactly, though. But you don't see, like, a coalition of clans that are like, all right, we're not going to fight. We're all going to just sit back and try and win. It's like, maybe 1 or 2 clans pair up to take out another clan, but it's like,
does that happen? I don't know. Like, that's the thing.
It's they're probably like the tiny clans that no one knows of that definitely team up to try and take out like AC or Legends, or I don't know any clans. I keep saying that, but you know what I mean. Like, it's not like, I mean, sure, it's unfair if you have like 20 buddies on TeamSpeak, like you have an advantage, but at the end of the day, you don't care about that guy hiding in Lumbridge. You care about the other 10 or 20 people also on TeamSpeak on the other side of that hill, like. There's bigger fish to fry, and it's really neat to like watch that stuff play out. And I think like if we don't have to nerf clans or nerf or buff like solo players. I think we just have to
if
kind of
clans
push
were more
people
risky,
in the right direction.
I guess if clans were like at the get go ready to take out another clan, they had venge. But half the time it's like, okay, we'll take this map, that clan takes that part, this clan takes this part, and we'll just kill anyone who walks these roads.
Well, of course, right? You're not going to let solo players do lava dragons.
No, I know. Like, no, I'm saying during the tournament, though.
During the final hour, there was, like, at the beginning of every Deadman mode, tournament and seasonal, there's apparently huge fights that go on at lava dragons trying to take control, because
that's cool. This is like we miss a bunch of that. Like so many turns I'm sitting there and it's just like they're like, okay, here's an empty road, here's an empty road, here's an empty road, here's an empty road, and that's where I'm saying like, are the clans doing anything? 'Cause to me, it looks like they're just sitting in a spot, being like, we won't see anybody here. No one will. Well, yeah, here.
In the final hour, they're not going to be doing like lava dragons. They're going to be at a spot full, like they've prepared for. All right, we're all together. We're going to wait till this time, and we're going to push strategically at this time to take control of this part to prevent, these people. Oh, we know this clan's hanging out at Shanty Pass. So what if we were to set up here and they can't get to the final spot? We can, if worse comes to worse, we can like kite them and run away to this. You know what I mean? Like there is strategy, but in the beginning of the tournaments, that's where all the clan warfare goes down. It's they fight over lava dragons. They probably, or they have in the past, I don't know if they did recently, but they fight over Zia. They fight over like really, really important zones, and like imagine like that's what we need to see, that type of shit where there's, because you see
where there's like
crazy.
I want to see clans of like hundreds of people going in and like 20 people dying. I don't want to see like one clan run and one clan run away, or if at least if that happens, I want to see
that's usually what
die.
happens is they get wiped, right? Because it's at the beginning, like for this tournament or for this seasonal, it's day one, and I bet you like all the clans are trying to get to they run to lava dragons maybe in different worlds, but then like you don't want another clan at this place, so you would hop worlds and you try and kill them to take them out. Now I have to go make a new account to get the 10,000 to get the runes and shit to go back to the dragons.
Yeah.
And if you can like take control, and especially if it's like the tournament week, there's only one world, so if you control that, like you control that 100%. So like all the intense like clans getting wiped and like the actually intense combat starts at the very beginning.
But I mean, like, the final hours is what we need to see. We need to see shit go down in the final hours.
Yeah, but I'm using that, like, people have so much incentive, right?
Yeah.
There's so much incentive that they don't care if they die. I mean, they do a bit, but they, you know what I mean? They really have to kill everyone. And that's the
thing. I love that strategy. I love, like, we need to have this. If we take Zaya, we have the sand crabs. That's fucking huge. That's huge experience, and that's experience lost for other people. So we keep that. I love shit like that. And then, okay, well, if we take this, we get fishing trawlers so that they can't get fucking sea sharks anymore. I'm literally just making stuff up like I don't even play the game. Anyways, I meant sea turtles, by the way. But, like shit like that, though. Like, yeah. I love that. But the people who need to see that don't watch that. That needs to happen in the final hour so that these 60,000 people who are watching it, they're like, oh shit, this is some crazy ass, like, I just watched some, two clans. I just watched, let's just say AC and Lit team up, and they fucking flanked Rot from two fronts and took them both out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or shit like that. Oh, they split them up by, like, luring half the clan this way while Lit came from behind and took the other half from this end. And then, but this shit was going on. And that was just a distraction for this whole mess that was going on. But like I said, what it feels like for the last hour, it's just like, all right, let's go to the Black Chins because probably no one's going to be there. All right, we'll sit here for a bit, and guys, pull up the streams. Do we see where any of the clans are? Okay, we see that they're there. We'll try to stay away for the most part.
Well, like, that happens because, yeah, there's no incentive to go and wipe another clan out because at the end of the day, now this clan's low on resources. Like, they have like, no potions because they've cleared them, and now they're getting hit by gas. Fuck, what do we do now? Like, everyone's trying to safely get to the safe zone, and then when it's like their backs against the wall, that's when they start fighting. And like that's why I do like the concept of like an objective. Yeah, so what I was thinking, like, I'm pretty sure I got like the idea kind of from the subreddit a while ago, but I don't know, I thought about it a lot, and kind of what like my main idea, which I think would be pretty neat for a good final hour, would be like, so let's say, there's the final hour, and then what Jagex would do would, like, maybe they would create another area or use something like Tazar fight pits, like an enclosed area to actually fight.
Okay.
Maybe make it a bit bigger, but like make a special area
last
meant
man
for fighting.
Kinda.
Yeah, like maybe even use pest control, that area. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like with the multi-levels, and just cool little big area. Anyways, I think the big issue with that, though, would be transferring 2,000 people to one area. That would be really heavy on the server. So what they could do would, let's say, hour and 20 minutes before the final couple minutes or, whatever, At a certain time, they would let everyone know that they're going to start porting people in, say, 20 minutes to this area, and they're going to be doing it in groups, and so what you have to do now is, get all your gear, get everything that you're going to be needing for the final hour or whatever, like everything you're going to be keeping on you. Pretty much sit in a safe zone or do whatever the hell you want. Oh, excuse me. And,
nice.
Yeah. And, then they would say port 50 or 10 people, however much they could actually port at a time to this area, but make that area a safe zone until everyone's in there. They would probably need to test this just to be safe, because imagine the servers disconnect because they try doing it too fast. But, yeah, like, bring everyone into an area, make sure it's safe, give a countdown, and boom, area's unsafe, and like give everyone enough time. So like maybe like the last person that gets in, once the last person's in, they have, 5 minutes or, 2 minutes to get grounded and, figure out the area. Give everyone enough time so there's no advantage to the first guy entering and the last guy. Like you want to make everyone the same playing field. So, let everyone kind of explore, keep it safe, and then give a countdown pretty much. Let people group up or whatever. And then, 3, 2, 1, good luck. Area's unsafe now, and kind of just watch the mayhem that go down. Maybe, like, incorporate your idea of, like, if you're in the middle, you get, like, a buff, or you get rewarded for staying in a certain area, and maybe have the areas move around. Kind of like, like the orbs in Tazar Fight Pits, how you can view them.
Yep.
Kind of have a concept of, like, this big-ass area, and have random... go to the north, tell everyone, northeast, you get 2 times stat restore or 2 times health regeneration. So it would have to give people, like, is it worth it to risk going for just this little thing? And then, maybe make some better than the other, make some absolutely trash. Make it so, like, oh, you're in this area, you now, like, you don't drop arrows or something, right?
Yeah, okay.
Like, just, like, little buffs or something. Give people incentives to not just sit in one area and hold it. Like, have a big clan hold one area down. Like, oh shit, we really need that buff that's coming up in 5 seconds. We're leaving this place, we're running halfway across, and we're fighting for this. Like,
and you have clans that are going to be like, okay, so, like, this clan went to go grab the good buff. We'll go steal the lesser buff, and we could play it, like, the whole arrow thing, and we can play around that. We're all going to use range. And, we're going to use the best arrows. This is obviously a very poor example, but I'm just saying you can work around the objective that you just captured. And suddenly, when, you're a shit tier clan, but suddenly, hey, this minor buff is actually pretty huge when we all use it together.
Yeah.
An example. And something like that's good. And honestly, I really like the buff idea of, like, double your regeneration, because that would make clans wanting to sit in that area. Like, shit, we can sit there and regenerate to full health without using any food. So,
or you'd have to probably make it so, like, if let's say I hit you for a 5, then your health stops for 10 seconds or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you'd have to kind of make it fair.
Or maybe, like, I don't know. Who knows?
Make it fair for the people trying to take back the objective, Mm-hmm. Or maybe even make it worth it for, 5 guys to run in, throw chinchompas at these big groups of people and run away if they can. Hope they can run away, because now they can't health regen. Even though that's just an example, and that's, like, another example to an example, but, like...
We don't work for Jagex, not our job to come up with this shit, but... I don't know, hope maybe there's some good ideas out there. That's the thing, it's...
They have so much that they can try, and as long as they come out with, like, beta tests, like, let's just throw them out in the tournament world, let's test the fog out, let's test this out, let's test out this idea, let's test, you know what I mean? Like,
it's fucking RuneScape. There's 10 years of content that you guys could, like, kind of go through and see what works and what doesn't work. So why I don't know why this whole gas thing has to be the end all be all.
Well, I think gas is pretty crucial because you need it, and
yeah, I agree, you need it, but the way it's happening, like, gas is, like, every tournament's been played around the gas, and I know you know what I mean. Like, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah,
if the gas hits, everyone, you know what I mean. The fighting stops, and people just worry about not getting killed from the gas.
Yeah, see, I think the gas is, like, a really safe way to go, even though Jagex fucks it up hard. But that's not the point.
Thanks,
like,
Jagex.
every good game, Jagex. But every single, like, Battle Royale-esque game uses gas, and I think they're just kind of like, well, that's what everyone uses, so let's do it. And they're kind of locked into that. And I mean, if they take out gas and replace it. Like, I think gas is pretty crucial. It's just they do it in a very different way, and they kind of have to because it's RuneScape. So they have to like find what works for them. Like, I do think that they need gas, and I think it's pretty important to have gas in the final area because you don't want to, like, what if it was me and you that were the last ones left and we're in full inventory? I mean, you'd probably be like, fuck you, I'm just gonna make a good show of it and try and attack me, but just, I'm making like an example. Like, what if we were like, dude, let's just milk this shit. Let's just stand here. Let's follow each other. Let's just drop shit.
Hunger Games it. Let's both kill ourselves at the same time.
Yeah, let's rock cake to death. Yeah, that type of shit. But I mean, like, they don't want like a stalemate to the point where it's like, all right, well, we're going to have to decide on who this guy is the highest total level. It's been 5 minutes. They haven't hit each other. And Dills wins because he has the highest total level. Like, no one wants that ending. They want, like, I think what everyone wants at the end of the day is 2 people left having some intense 1v1. Yeah. Like some crazy ass, like, tribirds with crazy switches and, oh, we spec him for a 70, but he's still alive. Like, we all want that, like, crazy, like, just really intense 1v1 where it's, like, super, like, these guys are going to the end. It's literally, this is the end right here.
Yeah,
He's gonna
and, like,
come out on top.
Have it, like, as if you're watching an MMA fight where even if the guy who's behind, at any moment he can throw a punch and win the fight, right?
Yeah.
So and as long as the guy's trying, he still has a fighting chance. That's what I like to see.
How many times? Okay, well, let's use season 2 as a good example. I mean, season 1 1 and 3 were okay. There's 2 people left, but one of them was, pretty much in Africa, like really far away. But season 2, that was the closest thing we could have to like a crazy 1v1. They're both in the same area. They didn't know where each other were.
That's a criteria for crazy final is the guys are in the same area. That's the closest
we've had. And I mean, it was good, right? Like, I was kind of like, oh shit, he didn't know he was there. Like,
yeah, that was cool.
And like now, you can see the kill counter, who's left and stuff. I really do like that, but that's the closest thing. Like, what if Jagex said, you know what? Let's stop the gas now. And then the gas goes away in Barbarian, and they're both like, oh fuck. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if they can find a way for that crazy 1v1, that will erase all shitty seasons. Like, if season 5 is like a really, really good ending with a good fight at the end and everyone's happy and holy shit, I can't believe this guy won. He did this and that was crazy good. Like, that would like just make up for everything that was really bad because like there's so much potential. We just want one good finale that we've all been
I agree. So now let me I like your idea of taking away the gas because there's 2 people left or even like a couple people left. I don't see a stalemate happening. When you have 2, let's just pretend they're regular players for the most part. 2 people are left, right? They're not these like amazing players or famous streamers, right? Yeah. They're just these normal players. They don't stream or anything. And you have fucking 100,000 people watching you and another guy stand there. I don't know about you, but if that was me, I'm going to fucking have a panic attack and I'm just going to attack the dude because I'm like, I can't, this is the pressure. All these people are watching me and this is fucking embarrassing that I'm just standing here. I'm just going to go in and, oh shit, I'm dead. I don't care. That was, you know what I mean? Like, I'd probably have anxiety just like, fuck man, all these people are watching me. This is $10,000. I can't just sit here. How long am I going to sit here for? Am I going to let this guy choose when he's attacking me? I need to be the one in control here. I'm going to attack this dude. I feel like that would happen, and when you have 2 people doing that, they're both sitting there being like, come on, please attack me. 10 more seconds and I'm going to attack you. Come on, please attack me in this 10 seconds. I don't want to have to attack you. All right, I'm attacking you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I find, like...
Maybe I'm giving them too much credit.
I don't know. Like, my big... Like, I'll play H1Z1, and it'll be me and one guy left, and I'll fucking get second place because he sat there and I tried to kill him, and he was like, oh... You know what I mean? This guy's out of position now. Like that's like me personally. I'd probably be like, all right, let me scavenge as much as I could. I'm 100% on supplies. All right, let me barrage this guy and then hide and then barrage and then hide. Like I wouldn't like I would probably play. I'd probably attack him at some point, but I would like be very, very safe about it.
Okay, now hold on.
And I think
RuneScape's a bit different than H1Z1. Imagine you don't have barrage. You don't have barrage. You don't know if the other guy has a barrage. Are you going to sit there and let him do the first barrage? Because in RuneScape, if you do the first hit, that's pretty big. That's a big advantage if you get a whole shot in before he can hit you.
Yeah, that's the thing though. If he has barrage and I don't, he'll probably win.
You don't why do you see, like, you know what I mean? You can't say that.
Well, okay, think of it like this. If I don't have magic and he does...
This is a hypothetical, but, like...
Yeah, hypothetically, though, like...
You might have
He's
range.
got magic. Like, I might have range, but he can sit in range, right? And he can barrage me. And he'll sit pray range, he'll barrage me. I'm sitting there praying mage, and at any moment, he can swap to range and hit me and get a good hit. Or, worse, swap to, like, a DDS and hit a huge number on me. And, like... Of course, during that moment, I can hit him with, like, a melee attack, but chances are I'm like, you know what I mean? Which F key is it for my prayer? Now I gotta, you know what I mean? Like,
regardless, you're fucked. So you're telling me in that situation, you'd sit there and let him do the first attack? You let him decide how it's gonna go down? Or are you gonna be like, okay, this guy's a upper hand, but maybe I can catch him off guard?
If it's, like, tribrid versus tribrid, like, you know,
It's a regular dead man mode tournament. No one's, like, I don't think people are having fucking full-on tribrids.
Yeah, people bring tribrids. Everyone has barrage at least.
For the most, I guess. Okay, well, whatever. I don't know.
But yeah, anyways, I think I would only attack him if I was like 100% on supplies. Like even if I have full supplies, but what my one Sarah brew is 3, I'm gonna drop a 4, grab the 1, put the 1 and 3 together, drop the empty.
Is he gonna let you do that? You know what I mean? We're sitting here thinking this guy's gonna let you scavenge. For me.
I would just take the chance and try and scavenge as much supplies as possible and try and get
on the
as
other
big
end,
of an advantage on him.
The second I see a guy
sorry,
I don't mean to cut you off, but the second I see someone scavenging, I'm not going to let him scavenge. That's when the fight's on and I do the first attack. And next thing you know, what are you going to do? Run away and keep trying to scavenge while I'm trying to take you down? You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. Like, we're thinking, like, one guy's going to be like, okay, I'm going to go scavenge. The other person's like, perfect idea. I'm going to go scavenge too. Like, I can see the other person being like, fuck this guy. He's not scavenging. There's only like a few piles of food. Fuck this guy. He can do it while we're fighting.
Yeah, I know exactly, right? If you're like well on supplies, but what if you had like 5 brews left? Wouldn't you try and go and find some more? I mean, that'd be a pretty big tell for the other guy, I guess. But
exactly. You know what I mean? Now now it's a mental game. You're kind of playing chess. You're trying to predict like, someone's going to go scav. Like, you can't see the other person's inventory. That guy could have full inventory of food, or he could have none. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, like, it would be such a shame for Jagex to be like, these guys aren't going to attack each other. Like, I know chances are that someone would, because it's like the whole split or steal game. Am I going to split the cash, or am I going to steal it? And if we both steal it, then it's going to be an issue. Like, we're going to have to fight for it.
How about this?
But, like, it's just like, imagine how awkward would it be? We're watching, oh my god, there's 1-on-1, the gas is gone, they're gonna fight. And you sit there for like 5 minutes.
Alright, this is what you do.
And then Jagex turns the gas back on or something.
I have the idea to fix it. You cut the gas off at 5 minutes, 2 people left, you put them both there, you display at the top who is going to win at the end of the 5 minutes because he has more kills. That's all you have to do. This guy's gonna win. The other person in second place is gonna be, well fuck man, I'm gonna lose, I might as well try.
See, but then wouldn't that give me incentive? Well, because fights can go on for a while, right? But let's say it's me and you. I have 5 kills, you have 4, and it's like Deegan will win in 20 minutes or something, right? What, like, that would incentivize me to like barrage you and then run, and I would just be like, it would be a game of tag or, you know, cat and mouse. It'd be me running, trying to be like, this is the safest way for me to win. I mean, I like that idea. We'd have to find a way to like make it maybe even where the final area is. That's going to be a big factor. If it's like Barbarian Village,
that's what I'm saying. I'm picturing Barbarian Village, or
somewhere with like a door that I can just sit there and spam click, and I have pit on you, and you can't get in the doorway. Like, imagine watching a finale where it's guys clicking on a fucking door, and this guy has pid, and so he can't enter. Like, I mean, a big thing would be like, yeah, the final area definitely determines on how the ending is going to go. I don't think Jagex realizes that. Well, clearly they don't.
Sort of. But I think when it dwindles down to a lower amount of players, I don't think it, you know what I mean? It's just down to the fighting, getting them to fight.
Yeah. But what I'm saying though is like, where the final area is does really impact on how on if the fights are going to go down or how the fights are going to go down. Because like, Season 3, I guess, like the one where quote unquote Wooks won, that was a really good area to fight. Like that's a good final area, but too bad someone had to sit in Remington and unnote food and eat it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so
and
that happens.
They just have to keep in mind that like the final area is very, very important. Like look at Al Kharad, like a 1-by-1 entrance that you have to do an animation to enter. Like,
Yeah.
that just let a clan win.
Exactly. So something like Barbarian Village is, I think, preferred. I would like, but yeah. Anyways, that was the tournament for Dead Man Mode. Basically, it was a giant clusterfuck, and there's so many things they just need to fix something. There's 1,001 ideas. Pick one and just make it work. Test it. Fuck, man. I don't want to see another fucking. I don't want to see the next tournament and there be objectives, and the objective is, oh, well, there's only one objective in Varrock, and that's the final area, and whoever holds it is able to eat food. Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing. They how do you keep fucking it up? Just test it so it's not fucked up next time. All these ideas are potentially good. Yeah, they all have issues, but anything has an issue, as you can see. If you know what I mean, depending on hypothetically, anything can have an issue.
Yeah.
Depending on with the right people. So, I guess let's just quickly what we want to talk about for the hot topic. So we kind of have another idea for what our hot topics are going to be. We're still trying to hash it out, as you can tell. We're getting our footing in on how we want to do this segment, but keeping with the theme of the show, let's just talk about. Well, you wanted to talk about the whole Jagex and esports, right?
Yeah, like, I think, at least with this one, we'll probably move on to, like, more specific topics, like quests or something in the future.
Yeah, we have some ideas and things we're working on. As you can see, last episode we had attack, so we kind of had an idea, but it's a little flawed, so we're going to work on it a bit more. So right now we'll ramble on about that, even though we have been rambling all about that shit for the past hour. Let's just quickly talk about Jagex and it being an esport, or RuneScape being an esport, and
or more
should
of like
they
them
stab?
They're going for like a competitive, not like game, but like they're trying to have a competitive aspect to it with Dead Man Mode, but like also Last Man Standing, right? They're trying to make like, like even with them pairing up with the ESL, they're trying to make it like more of a competitive, like, get ready for the Last Man Standing tournament this weekend, where like a lot of people disagree that like it's an MMO, just let it be an MMO, but
they want it to be like World of Warcraft, where it has like its arena PvP, where like there's people who are really enjoy watching that, and there's some people who really enjoy participating, and it's kind of fun to watch if you're into that. So, what do I think about it?
What's your opinions?
Let's see. Esports? No, I don't really. Well, I think I don't know if we talked about this on the show, but I've definitely thought about this, is having little 3v3 tournaments or 5v5 tournaments, 2v2 tournaments. You know what I mean? Like, let's get away from the 1v1s because it's going to be tri-braiding and stuff. But if you have like a 3v3, you might have some unique plays that you don't often see. You might see some guy taking lunars and he's healing his teammate, right? So that I think would be cool. You might actually see some potential for an esport because you don't have to worry about gas. It's going to be throw these two teams in a pit, let them fight. You're not going to have a guy being like, well, let's drag this out as long as possible. Let's go hide and not get hit. It's going to be like, no, we want to win. We're both here to fight. Let's fight. That's the problem. Dead Man Mode, they're not there to fight. They're there to win 10 grand. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, like, if the tournament was who can cut... Well, anyways. So, that's the problem. I don't think it's... As an esport, I think in Dead Man Mode specifically should be not thought of as an esport. Maybe just like an event. A fun event to watch. Like, entertainment. You know, you're watching Dead Man Mode tournament happen as if you were watching... I don't know. I couldn't think. A game show, maybe. That's a terrible example, but...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, think of it more as like a reality show, like Fear Factor or something like that, where it's contestants go on and someone's going to walk away with some money. But don't make it like an esport where, you know, the best teams and clans, you know what I mean? Like, it's all about skill, right? Because clearly it's not all about skill. It's clearly all about fucking game mechanics, not... I mean, like...
Gaming the system.
Yeah, gaming the system and, like, just... I don't know. I think they should continue with it, but don't label it as an esport. Take another route with it. Make it unique. I don't know any other games that have, like, video game entertain... Like, that sounds so silly, but video game events. Like, they do, but nothing... It's not... The way Deadman mode is, it's
not
like an
how
esport.
Jagex does it.
Yeah, it's shown like an esport, but it's not an esport, right?
Yeah.
It's an event, sort of. I want to say Olympics, comparing Olympics to like, specific teams in like soccer, football, hockey, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's unique, so I think they should keep trying with it. But like, stop fucking doing it and just doing it wrong and try, I guess. I don't know. It's easier said than done, obviously. We sat here speculating for an hour and both of us poked holes into the other person's rules, so.
Well, yeah, there's always going to be, I think the way Deadman mode is set up, like, if they're going to pursue that as, like, I'm not gonna really call it as an esport, but like it's competitive. That's where the competitive spirit lies in. Is like Deadman mode. Like they shouldn't do that because it's not really viable. I mean, Last Man Standing is a lot better. Like the way Last Man Standing is set up, it's definitely a lot more viable and maybe more entertaining. I haven't really done too much of it. I've seen a bit of it. It's okay, but yeah, like I kind of like. I would prefer to see like even 1v1s and stuff. Like watching. Like, I love, like, going on YouTube and watching, like, YouTubers like Amenity and stuff, like, Tribrid in the deep wilderness on their own, or even sometimes with groups, but
how cool would it be if you had teams of 3 that would compete for, like, the top arena team? And, like...
Well, they could always do that with, like, different pools, right? Solos, even duos, trios, and 5s and stuff. Like, it would be really neat to have rankings for everything. Like, this guy won 4 years in a row, but, hey, he can't win in a group of 3 because... I you know what I mean though. Like they should try and look down other avenues if that's what they want to be known as like a competitive game. But like I'm gonna be honest, thinking of RuneScape as like a esport or a competitive game is kind of cringy, just because it's that game I played in the library when I was a little kid, and I play when I just like want to shut my brain off.
Honestly,
like,
I think an arena, like as you're saying it, or the 3v3 would be. I think that would be greatly enjoyed. I feel like people would actually follow teams kind of similar to like how you would with League of Legends, as long as there were a nice pool of good and skilled teams. Now, sorry, I just want to say quickly, in these arenas, I think it would be a good idea to have everyone max stats for them, basically. And you
of course.
Yeah, you pick any items
like the tournament
you want.
World.
Yeah, exactly, tournament world. So you can pick any items you want. You can customize your account. So literally, I can go in there and be the best, arena fighter, but I don't even have a 126 in reality, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, they should have that. I don't know why they don't have that. That would be sick. I would fucking watch that. I
think
I've thought about like maybe trying to I don't know if like we talked about it before, but I wanted to put together a little maybe round robin tournament of teams of 3. Just, maybe with the podcast and just people in RuneScape itself, see if anyone was interested, because like I would love to see that shit. No one's really doing it, so.
See, I think like what if like we should try and find a way to make it, if we were to do like a tournament to like
I've
try out something, like find a way to make it work, and then we'll do it, and then if it's successful, like then that's like good evidence. Like, hey, Jagex, why don't we have casual like an arena where we can do 1s, 2s, 3s, or like whatever number they want to do, like, or different categories, and have rated and unrated versions so you can get like an actual ranking, right? Like, oh, I'm 1800 MMR in 2s or solo, right? Like, I'm actually a good Tribrid, and like that. And then depending on how popular that is, if they came up with their own game mode, then they could pursue that if they want to have a competitive aspect to the game. I mean, people always say like, oh, PKing is just skill, or is no skill, it's just luck, but shit, yeah, go look up some Tribrid videos and you can like tell the difference between someone that's good and bad. Like, look how fast they have to switch. The only thing is, you have to be careful with people using macros and auto hotkeys and to do your inventory swaps. But I think at the end of the day, they could easily monitor like arenas or something much more heavily. Because, if you're using like auto hotkeys, it's pretty easy to tell if you're, looking into where the mouse is going and how far it's moved and stuff. Like, you can figure that out. But I mean, like, I don't know. I think they should do something like that, and if they want to. Maybe
they don't. But like, here's what I'm thinking: if this sounds cool to anyone, please let us know if you're interested, because I had a slow day at work a few times, and I sat down and kind of thought of this idea, wrote some things down that I was like, this has potential. Sadly, on paper, I don't know how many people I could get interested in it, or how much I get the word out. That's the problem, you know what I mean? You wouldn't want a tournament with one team. And here's the $5 million for you guys. It's kind of no fun to watch, so I don't know, you could have brackets. I've thought of tons of ways you could do it so that you wouldn't have to worry about, like, people cheating or people interfering. I have a bunch of different ideas, so please, that sounds cool, like a little tournament with you and 2 other friends, or you and another friend, or whatever it is, let us, and you want to participate then with money at the end of it, that sounds fun to you, and there could be like a league, let us know, and maybe we'll start throwing together, because really the only thing that I wanted to do that, but the only thing that was holding me back was people participating, right?
Yeah.
So,
that, and maybe people finding a way to cheese or cheat, but,
we'd have to see how many people are interested before we worked things around, and, like, obviously if, like, I get an email, and it's like 700 people want to do it, I'm going to be like, it won't be ready till next year.
Yeah.
Half you guys won't be playing when this is going to be going, so there's that. But, I think we should move on quickly. Sorry, not move on. I think we should backpedal a little bit, because my fucktard of a brain forgot to mention something. And at the end of the tournament, we saw the start of another Dead Man Mode season. So, Deegan, you want to give us a quick run through of what the changes were?
Yeah, so they made a couple changes. They've like big ones, or they've locked Ancient Magics for the first week, so you can't do Desert Treasure for the first week, which is huge. They've also locked Barrows items for 2 weeks, so that's gonna be. I want to know how that plays out, because the good tank gear and the top tier mage gear and stuff's like not gonna be in the game, and on top of that, it'll still take a couple days for the items to get out in circulation. So. But they also changed it so when you die, there's a certain catch-up mechanic. You'll get boosted experience up until the original experience. So, yeah, let's say I have 53k in strength and I die, I'll get 10 times experience right up until I get the exact amount of experience points in that specific skill. And that carries on to, other skills too, right? It's not like I get fucked because I train one skill.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the changes. I just want to backpedal because I just forgot, but let's wrap this bitch up for the most part.
Yep.
Alright, so, yeah, next week we got Christmas. You coming down? We'll do a Christmas episode, probably on Boxing Day. It's not really even for Christmas, so we failed. But anyways, it'll be fun.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it'll be good.
We'll drink some nag. We'll do some scaping. Good times, good times. Alright,
yep.
Yeah, that's our show. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, a little rambly on the Dead Man Mode, but I think...
this is... Welcome to the Dead Man Mode podcast. All things
it's
Dead
pretty
Man
relevant
mode.
In terms of the news and stuff.
There's a lot to
Dead
talk
Man
about.
Mode based week, I guess.
Yeah, it's just, I guess with the problems with the tournament, there's a lot we can talk about. And we went on with all these ideas we came up with, so...
Yeah, anyways.
Whoopsie daisy, but till next week. We'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah, have a good one, guys.
Take care. Thanks for listening. You can follow us on Twitter at TheWildernessRS. You can find us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/TheWildernessPodcast. And you can email us at thewildernesspodcast@gmail.com. Feel free to send any questions, messages, anything you want to tell us, stories, criticisms. Read it on the show. We also have a Discord set up, so let us know if you want to be a part of that. We'll get you in there. And we also have a clan chat in-game setup. You can find us on Wild CC. If you want to find us on YouTube, just search the name, The Wilderness Podcast. And this week we have a special song, I guess. It's Reign of Terror by Lord Choppin', which can be found on YouTube. So check it out. All right, till next week, boys. Have a good one.
Run for your lives if you value them. 'Cause we're on the hunt again. 'Cause we're on the hunt again. Yeah! Just so you know what the style is. Give us a clan, we'll defile them. 'Cause we're on the hunt again. killing you and all your friends. Yeah! The reign of terror. And hide. The reign of terror.
Yeah. Your shit is mine. I'm in the wheelie with a filthy kill streak on a real peak, making mills feel cheap. It's still weak, even with an Armadillo G. SOL stress with the best in the still beat. Are you filming this? Cause it will be missed, and your girlfriend, she'll be pissed when we steal your shit that you bought with a real piece. If a paycheck, because Rot is a real beast of a clan. We could be your pizza man, so better dip good G. Oh, we could plan. UPK trip in a week's advance. It's more than we need, cause man, we got more heads than he could speak of, fam. More than a clan with a legion, and this rapper can sink your teeth and can reach the fans. 15 bill in a week, bitch.
What?
I can only speak English, but I can kill you in every language. Chinese, hieroglyphs, Braille, and Spanglish. So fast you can't distinguish. Whoa, and use magic, please, bitch. You do trash, you match with these tricks. Move back, you can't compete with this.
Do we ever leave it be? No, we never sleep, it's key to be the legend we have seen. Never mess with Maddie B. It's the reign of heresy. May you be slain in terror. You have made an error. With the reign of terror.
Another lamb in the lion's den. Run for your lives if you value them. Cause we're on the hunt again. Cause we're on the hunt again. Yeah! Just so you know what the style is. Give us a clan, we'll defile them. Cause we're on the hunt again. Killing you and all your friends. Yeah! The reign of terror. And hide. The reign of terror. Your shit is
Mine for the taking. It's a different kind of a crazy. When you get hit by 180 misfits and you cry like a baby when you witness this. Mass stats and packed with fat sacks of cash. You can't track the wrath attack of a legion. We ransack your packs so fast that you having a flashback. You're packing up and you're leaving. Back at it again like crack addicts. You headed up to here and can't freaking believe it. Panicking at a beast and manic having a feast. They grabbing animals laughing and grabbing all they can eat like. There's a guy named Cleaver, he goes by Bitchworth. You seen him? You left brute cause how many times that we done beat him? We kill so fast, you think I'm gonna need a minute to see that I mean it to rob. Receipt up on the feet, heat up and you can't fight with half VR. Cause in order to hop the wildy buddy, you need a green card.
Get the resolution. Now he's furious.
Y'all drink carefully, well that's so carefully. The capital is a scarcity. My clan is there for me. Y'all can cross the border without post-traumatic rap disorder. You're scared to sleep and need a Boleric for therapy.
just so you know what the style is. Give us a clan, we'll defile them. Cause we're on the hunt again. Killing you and all your friends. Yeah! The reign of terror. And hide. The reign of terror.
Your shit is mine for the taking.
Y'all need some clarity. PM Boleric for therapy. You need DDoS to beat us, and still can't defeat us.
Is mine for the taking.
They need DDoS to beat us, and still can't defeat us. They need DDoS to beat us, and they still cannot
Is mine for the
defeat us.
taking.
Reign of terror.